In a move that has ignited a firestorm of debate, President Donald Trump's recent military strike on a suspected drug-smuggling vessel from Venezuela has thrust a critical question into the spotlight. Where do the boundaries of presidential power over the U.S. military truly lie? This action, targeting a speedboat allegedly carrying 11 individuals linked to drug cartels, has not only deepened partisan divides, but also forced a reckoning with the stark contrast between Trump's campaign promises and his administration's aggressive military tactics. But here's where it gets controversial. The strike has sparked heated disagreements within the Republican Party, with some lawmakers questioning whether this approach aligns with America's values or risks descending into unchecked authoritarianism. The incident began with a blunt suggestion from Senator Lindsey Graham, who, shortly after Trump's 2024 election victory, urged the president-elect to send a message to drug cartels by blowing up something. That advice appears to have been taken to heart. The recent attack on the Venezuelan boat, while framed as a decisive blow against narco-terrorism, has raised eyebrows for its apparent disregard of legal and diplomatic norms. Critics argue it blurs the line between combating drug trafficking and engaging in extrajudicial violence. And this is the part most people miss. Trump's broader pattern of unilateral military actions, like the 30,000-pound bombs dropped on Iranian nuclear sites, or deploying the National Guard in Los Angeles against a Democratic governor's objections, suggests a strategy where executive authority is prioritized over congressional oversight. The controversy extends beyond Venezuela. Trump's allies have pushed through contentious appointments, such as Pete Hegseth's confirmation as defense secretary, despite public skepticism about his background and the Pentagon's warrior culture. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense's rebranding as the Department of War has only fueled concerns about a militarized presidency. Senator Rand Paul, once a Trump rival, has voiced alarm, asking, "We're just going to blow up ships? That just isn't who we are." His critique cuts to the core of the issue. Can the U.S. maintain its democratic principles while adopting a kill-first approach to perceived threats? Legal scholars and lawmakers are scrambling to parse the administration's justification. Vice President JD Vance defended the strike by calling it the highest and best use of our military, dismissing concerns about civilian casualties as semantic. But Senator Mark Kelly, a former astronaut and Navy pilot, warned that such actions could leave military personnel vulnerable to legal and ethical scrutiny. There's a legal way to do that, he insisted, emphasizing that disrupting drug trafficking doesn't require lethal force. Yet, without a clear legal rationale from the administration, questions linger. Did the White House overstep its constitutional authority? And what happens when military leaders are asked to follow orders that may violate international law? The situation has grown even murkier with Venezuela's response. This narrative complicates Trump's claims of defending American interests, raising the question, is this a legitimate counter-drug operation or a pretext for geopolitical dominance? Republican hawks, like Senator Jim Risch, argue the strike was a game-changer, saving lives by intercepting drugs before they reached U.S. shores. They cite Article 2 of the Constitution, which grants the president broad authority as commander-in-chief to justify the action. But Democrats, led by Senator Jack Reed, demand transparency. We cannot risk the lives of American service members based on secret orders and dubious legal theories, Reed warned, calling for a full congressional briefing. The absence of such clarity has left lawmakers and the public grappling with a dangerous precedent, a president unilaterally deciding when and how to use military force, bypassing both Congress and the courts. So where does this leave America's political landscape? The strike has exposed a rift within the GOP between traditional defense hawks and those wary of Trump's America First militarism. It has also reignited debates about the balance of power in a democracy. As the nation watches, one question looms. Should the president have the unchecked authority to launch military strikes in the name of national security? Or does that power require robust checks and balances? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe this strike was justified, or does it set a dangerous precedent for future presidents? Let's discuss.